Hi, little friends. Nice to see you once again. I am Miss Ethel.
And I'm Mr. Mike.
And what are we doing today, Mr. Mike?
Well, today we're going to go around the world and visit lots of different festivals. Our first festival is in India, the autumn festival of Diwali.
დღევანდელი ჩვენი თემა შეეხება მოგზაურობას სხვადასხვა ქვეყნებში და იქ ფესტივალების მონახულებას. The first one, პირველი ფესტივალი კი არის Diwali და ჩვენ ამისთვის მემგზავრებით უნდა გავემგზავროთ ინდოეთში.
But first, let's learn some new words to help us. So, the first word is victory. Victory. This is when you win. It's a victory.
Victory, გამარჯვება. Win, victory. გამარჯვება.
The next word is evil. Evil. This is when something is very, very bad. It is evil.
Evil, ბოროტება ან ბოროტი.
And then our next word is light. Light. But we're talking about it in terms of a verb at the moment, so it is to set fire to something. To light.
So in this case it is verb.
Yes.
Light. Light შეიძლება როგორც არსებითი სახელი იყოს შუქი, ამ შემთხვევაში კი ნიშნავს ზნას და ანთო, ანთება. Light.
And then our next word is lantern. Lantern. This is something that you can move around and carry with you that gives out light so that you can see. It's a lantern.
Lantern, ანუ ლამპარი.
And then we have pray. Pray. This is when you talk to God. You pray.
Pray, ლოცვა.
And then we have celebrate. Celebrate. This is when you are excited about something that you've done very well and you want to have fun. You celebrate.
And when we are at festivals, of course, we celebrate. როდესაც მივდივართ ფესტივალებზე, აუცილებლად აღნიშნავ same-ს, ხო, აღნიშნავ რაღაცა დღესასწაულს. ესე იგი, celebrate არის აღნიშნა.
And then we have rice. Rice. This is a type of grain that's eaten mainly in Asia, but also around the world. It is rice.
Rice. Brinji. Rice. Brinji. So let's go through the words once again. Victory, evil, light, lantern, pray, celebrate, and rice. So let's start.
People celebrate Diwali in India. It is an autumn festival. Diwali celebrates the victory of good over evil. And victory is when you win, and evil is something very bad. So Diwali celebrates the victory of good over evil. People light lanterns and pray for each other. So people light, set fire to lanterns, things that help us see in the dark, and pray for each other. They eat rice and some cakes. They eat rice, a type of grain that you can eat, and some cakes.
People celebrate Diwali in India. ადამიანები აღნიშნავენ Diwalis სად? ინდოეთში. It is autumn festival, ეს არის შემოდგომის ფესტივალი. Diwali celebrates the victory of good over evil. Diwali აღნიშნავს სიკეთის გამარჯვებას ბოროტებაზე. Victory, good, evil. People light lanterns and pray for each other. ადამიანები ანთებენ ლამპიონებს და ერთმანეთისთვის ლოცულობენ. They eat rice and some cakes. ისინი მიირთმევენ ბრინჯს და ასევე ნამცხვარს. So, now look at the screen and you can see some questions. When do people celebrate Diwali? When do people celebrate Diwali?
Do they celebrate it when it's cold in winter? Or do they celebrate it when it's really hot in summer? No, that's right. They celebrate it in autumn.
Because we know that Diwali is an autumn festival. The next one. What do people light? What do people light? So what is the thing that people light? How do you
Do
think?
people light rice?
No.
No. Yeah, you're right. Yes, people light lanterns.
So let's check, and you're right. So once again, when do people celebrate Diwali? It is in autumn. What do people light? Rasanteben, lampionebs, lanterns. Question number 3. What do they eat? What do they do for each other? I can show you. I can give you a little hint. Yes, it is. Yes, they pray for each other, and we can see it on the screen. This answer we can see on the screen. And the last one. What do people eat at Diwali?
What do people eat at Diwali? Do they eat hamburgers?
I don't think so.
Do they eat khinkali?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You think it's rice and cakes?
And
Let's
you're
check.
right. Rice and cake. What do people eat at Diwali? Rice and cake. Super. Let's continue.
And our next stop is Japan and its winter festival. So, before we start, let's learn some new words to help us. So our first word is statue. Statue. This is a solid object that's in the form of a human or an animal. It is a statue.
Kandakeba.
And then we have ice. Ice. This is frozen water. So in a winter festival, you would have lots of ice.
And this word we use in ice cream. Ice. Inuli.
And then we have ice slide. Ice slide. This is something that's made out of ice that's very, very slippy. So you can slide down it. An ice slide.
Absolutely. Inulze srials ნიშნავს ice and slide. Inulze sriali.
And then we have lights. Lights. These are things that are brightly colored so that you can see. Lights.
Light ესე იგი ნიშნავს ანთო და lights კიდე განათებას ნიშნავს.
And our final one you've seen before, it's giant. Giant. This is a huge, enormous...
So we know these words.
We do. Human being, something that's very, very big human. It's giant.
Uzarmazari. Giant. Uzarmazari. So now let's read about festival in Japan. Winter festival in Japan.
In Japan, people celebrate a winter festival. They build giant ice statues. So these are very big, solid objects made out of frozen water. They build giant ice statues and decorate them with lights. So they decorate them with brightly colored lights. Children slide down on an ice slide. Sounds like a lot of fun. Children
Yes.
slide down on an ice slide.
So a lot of positive emotions.
Oh, it's very good.
In Japan, people celebrate a winter festival. Yaponიაში ადამიანები აღნიშნავენ ზამთრის ფესტივალს. They build giant ice statues and decorate them with lights. ისინი აშენებენ ძალიან დიდ ყინულის ქანდაკებებს და რთავენ ამ ქანდაკებებს ნათურებით. Children slide down on an ice slide. და ბავშვები სრიალებენ ყინულზე. ან ყინულის სასრიალოზე შეგვიძლია ასეც ვთქვათ. So now look at the screen once again and answer the questions. უპასუხეთ შეკითხვებს. Where do people celebrate a winter festival? Where do people celebrate a winter festival? So we know where არის სად. When არის როდის და where არის სად. ესე იგი კითხვა ესეთია. Where do people celebrate a winter festival? სად აღნიშნავენ ადამიანები ზამთრის ფესტივალს? You think it is Japan?
Let's check.
And you're right, it is in Japan. Next question. And what do people build? What do people build?
Do you think they build big cars?
I don't think so.
You think that they build giant ice statues? Let's check.
Let's check. What do people build? რას აშენებენ ამ ფესტივალზე? რისთვის არის ეს ფესტივალი? Yes, giant ice statues. აშენებენ, აგებენ ძალიან დიდ ყინულის ქანდაკებებს. Giant უზარმაზარი, ice statue კი ყინულის ქანდაკებას ნიშნავს. And the last question. What do children slide on? What do children slide on? So,
let's check. You think that it's ice slides.
Let's check. An ice slide, and you're right. So once again, where do people celebrate a winter festival? It is in Japan. What do people build? Giant ice statues. And what do children slide on?
An ice slide.
That's right. So let's continue.
And our next festival is in Spain. It's a festival of lights.
Yes.
So before we start, let's learn some new words. So our first new word is paper. Paper. This is a very thin material that we use for writing on, and it's made out of wood. Paper.
ქაღალდი.
Then we have wood. Wood. This is what trees are made out of. It is wood.
ხე.
And then this one, I know that you know, it's fireworks. Fireworks. These are things that can explode with a big noise and lots of beautiful colors. Fireworks.
ფერვერკი.
Then we have burn. Burn. This means to destroy something with fire. To burn.
წვა.
And then we have use. Use. This is when you make use of something, you use it. So if you have a pen, you use it for writing.
Use. ზნარის და გამოყენებას ნიშნავს. So let's read.
In Spain, people celebrate a spring festival. People make giant statues. They use wood and paper. So they use wood, which is made from trees, and paper, very thin that you can write on, made from wood. They use wood and paper. At night, people burn these statues, and there are fantastic fireworks. So at night, people burn by setting fire to them so that they're destroyed by the fire, and then they put fireworks up into the air for lots of colors and noise. At night, people burn these statues, and there are fantastic fireworks.
ესპანეთში კი ადამიანები აღნიშნავენ გაზაფხულის ფესტივალს. People make giant statues. ისინი აშენებენ, ესპანელები აშენებენ ძალიან დიდ ქანდაკებებს ასევე. მაგრამ ამჯერად ისინი იყენებენ ხის მასალას, wood, ხის მასალას and paper და ქაღალდს. At night people burn these statues. ღამედ კი ესეთი წესი აქვთ, ესეთი ტრადიცია, რომ მერე აი ამ ქანდაკებებს წვავენ and there are fantastic fireworks. და მერე ცაზე შეგვიძლია ვნახოთ ლამაზი ფეერვერკები. So let's continue. And now look at the screen once again and answer the questions. უპასუხეთ კითხვებს. What do people use for making statues? What do people use for making statues? რას იყენებენ ადამიანები ამ ქანდაკებების გასაკეთებლად? ესპანეთში გულისხმობ. So, is it ice? No, because let's check. Paper and wood. You're right. ისინი იყენებენ ქაღალდს და ხის მასალას. Next one. What happens at night? რა ხდება ღამით? What happens at night? What do the Spanish people do at night? They burn the statues. You're right. People burn the statues. And what can we see there at night? რისი ნახვა შეგვიძლია ღამით? What can we see at night in the sky? Yes, you're right. We can see fantastic fireworks. And Mr. Mike, what is our next stop?
It is China.
Really?
And its Dragon Boat Festival.
Wow, interesting.
But first, let's learn some new words to help us. So our first word is boat. Boat. A boat is something that we use to travel across water. A boat.
Navi.
And our second word is a dragon. Dragon. A dragon is a big, scary creature with wings that can breathe fire. A dragon.
Dragon. Draconi.
And then we have dumplings. Dumplings. These are pieces of meat or vegetable that is wrapped in a small piece of dough, and then you can boil them or fry them. They are dumplings.
Dumplings, tsomis gupta.
And then we have row. Row. Row is when you use wood to move a boat. You row.
Row, nichbis, mosma.
And then we have race. Race. Race is when you try to get to a distance as quickly as possible and you're competing against other people. So you race.
Race, shejibri, anrbola.
And now, let's talk about the Dragon Boat Festival in China. In summer, people in China celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival. So the dragon, the big scary creature, and the boat that goes across water. So in summer, people in China celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival. People eat rice and dumplings. Dumplings, we know, are pieces of meat or vegetable in dough. So people eat rice, dumplings, and watch the race. And the race is where they're competing to win. People row the long, colourful boats. People row the long, colourful boats and row to move the boat with wood.
In summer, people in China celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival. Ზაფხულში, ჩინეთში ადამიანები აღნიშნავენ ფესტივალს სახელწოდებით Dragon Boat Festival. People eat rice, dumplings, and watch the race. ადამიანები ჭამენ ბრინჯის გუფთას და უყურებენ, ასევე თვალს ადევნებენ, ასევე შეჯიბრს. People row the long, colorful boats. ადამიანები ნიჩაბს უსვავენ გრძელ ფერად ნავებს. And now, let's sing a song. Can you help me, Mr. Mike?
Of course I can.
Let's start. Row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life has got a dream. Row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. And once again. Row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Don't forget to sing this song at home. And now look at the screen once again, and again you can see 3 questions. What do people eat at the Dragon Boat Festival?
What do people eat at the Dragon Boat Festival? You think it's dumplings? Let's check.
Let's check. Right,
Yes.
dumplings, that's right. And what do people watch? რას ადევნებენ თვალს? ადამიანები რას ადევნებენ თვალს ამ ფესტივალზე? And it is the race. That's right, the boat race. You're right. And the last question. What do people row? What do people row? It is, or they are, long and colorful boats. That's right. So let's check. And long and colorful boats. Super. And now look at the board once again, and you can see it is a grammar part. დღეს ჩვენ უნდა ვისწავლოთ კითხვითი სიტყვები. როგორც ქართულში, ასევე ინგლისურში არსებობს კითხვითი სიტყვები. Who, ვინ? Who, ვინ? What, რა? What, რა? When, როდის? When, როდის? Where, სად? Where, სად? How, როგორ? How, როგორ? Why, რატომ? Why, რატომ? მე აქციეთ ყურადღება, რომ ყველა კითხვითი სიტყვა გარდა სიტყვა house-ი ყველა იწყებოდა WH, WH and WH. ყველა კითხვითი სიტყვა გარდა აი ამ სიტყვი house-ი ვიწყებთ WH-ზე. Who, what, when, where, how and why. And let's practice on these question words. For example, who are you? So we write, who are you?
And I would say, I'm Mr. Mike.
Absolutely. What is your favorite subject? What is your favorite subject? რა არის შენი საყვარელი საგანი? What is your favorite subject? რა არის შენი საყვარელი საგანი? What is your favorite subject? რა. Who, ვინ, რა, what. When, როდის. When, როდის. When did you go to the cinema? როდის წახვედი კინოში მაგალითად, როდესაც ჩვენ დაინტერესებული ვართ დროში. When did you go to the cinema? Word, when did you go to the cinema? როდის წასულხარ კინოში? Where? Where? Where do you live? საცხოვრობ? Where do you live? საცხოვრობ? Who, ვინ, what, რა, when, როდის, where, სად. How? How are you? Mr. Mike, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
როგორ ახარ? How are you? How? როგორ? And the last question word is why. Why? რატომ? Why are you here? Mr. Mike, why are you here?
Because I love helping teach kids to learn English.
Why are you here? ესე იგი, კითხვით სიტყვებს ვიყენებთ კითხვით წინადების შესაქმნელად. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. And now let's practice on question words. Fill in the gaps and use the question words. შეავსეთ გამოტოვებული ადგილები და გამოიყენეთ კითხვითი სიტყვები. So you can see the circle, თქვენ ხედავთ წრეს და ამ წრეში წერია ეს კითხვითი სიტყვები. So the first example, let's do together. Do you feel? როგორ გრძნობ თავს? როგორ უნდა ვთქვათ? როგორ. How. That's right. How. And we are crossing out this word. How? How do you feel? როგორ გრძნობ თავს? Does your dance class start? როდესაც ჩვენ დაინტერესებულები ვართ დროში, რომელი კითხვითი სიტყვა უნდა გამოვიყენოთ? When. You're right. When? When does your dance class start? Is in the room? Who is in the room? ვინ არის ოთახში? როდესაც დაინტერესებულები ვართ პერსონაჟში, მაგ შემთხვევაში უნდა გამოვიყენოთ who. Vin. Who is in the room? Who is in the room? Are you going to buy in the shop? What are you going to buy in the shop? რისი ყიდვას აპირებ მაღაზიაში? რა ნივთია ეს? What? What are you? What are you going to buy in the shop? Are you sad? Are you sad? Why are you sad? რატო ხარ მოწყენილი? Don't be sad. Why? Why are you sad? რატომ ხარ მოწყენილი? And we are crossing it out. And the last one. Do you live? Where do you live? So if we are interested in the place, we use the question word where. Where do you live? Where do you live? That's great. So I think it's homework time.
It is homework time. So we have two pieces of homework, and for our first piece we want to match the words with the pictures. So match the words with the pictures.
დაუკავშირეთ სიტყვები სურათებს. საშინაო დავალება ნომერი 1, თქვენ ხედავთ სურათებს და ხედავთ სიტყვებს. პირველ მაგალითს ჩვენ ერთად გავაკეთებთ. Fireworks. Ფეირვერკი, and you can see the picture of the fireworks and we match word with the picture. That's great. And what about homework number 2?
For the second piece of homework, we fill in the gaps. Use the question words. So fill in the gaps and use the question words.
შეავსეთ გამოტოვებული ადგილები და გამოიყენეთ კითხვითი სიტყვები, რომელიც მოცემულია ამ წრეში.
And don't forget to send your homework to the address on the screen.
გთხოვთ გამოგვიგზავნოთ თქვენი საშინაო დავალება ეკრანზე მითითებულ მისამართზე. Bye!
Bye! See you next time!